Okay, for relative mins and maxes, we're not going to be given an interval. In fact, it's just going to be the function. So we do not consider the endpoints because we're not going to be given a specific interval. We're just going to be given, say, a function, and we're not going to worry about the intervals. But what we must consider is the terms. So on a cubic function, the only thing that we're going to be looking at for relative mins and maxes are going to be the terms. And again, that's when you set the derivative equal to 0, because the slope of the tangent line, when it's 0, that's when you have a min or a max. Okay, so let's do one of these. So we have to find the mins and maxes. That means we set the derivative equal to 0. So that's like saying negative 1/2 x squared minus 4x minus 2. Well, when you bring that 2 down in front, you get negative 2 over 2. That cancels. And then the derivative of negative 4x is just negative 4. So that x right there, if we factor out a negative 1 of those two to make it easier to see, you get x plus 4. So that our x, for our min or max, will be equal to negative 1. So if we just plug f of negative 4, f of negative 4 into that function, and I've already done that right here, f of negative 4, we're going to get a height of 6. And so then you have to think about, what is that function? Is that a min or a max? But this is a negative quadratic. So that means right there at negative 4, you have a height of 6. So just like that. And that then would be a relative max at negative 4, 6. Okay, let's do, is there another one? Yep, this is an inverse, not an inverse, a negative cubic. So its graph is going to look like this. So we first find the derivative. So negative 3x squared plus 14x, subtract 16. You could use the quadratic. That's a pretty fast way to find the factors. Or you could factor this out. I'm going to first factor out a negative 1. And that negative 1 then leaves negative 1, 3x squared minus 14x plus 16. And then factors of 16, because this middle term is negative 14x, that's how I know these two will both be a negative sign. And because we can factor it, it's factorable, you can now say, well, the inverse of negative 8 is positive 8. The inverse of multiplying 3 is dividing 3. And then here, the additive inverse of negative 2 is positive 2. So those are the two possible mins and maxes, and that we're going to plug into this original function. So it'll be f of 8/3 and, f of 2. And I did that right here. And you'll be able to see for yourself. When f is 2, y is 3, the height will be 3. And when f is 8/3, well, 8/3 is almost 3. It's 2 2/3. It's 85 over 27. Well, 85 over 27 is 3 point something. So our relative min is at the 0.23, and our relative max is our 8/3, 85/27. And so that graph looks something like that. And it's going to cross up here at 15, and it is probably going to look something like that. There's 2, and there's 8/3. I don't know. That's close enough. That's it for this one.